Intuition, it's the voice of your feminine energy. It's how you know things without needing proof. And we, as the daughters of a king, are deeply connected to this power. We make moves in faith, trust, and inner wisdom more than fear or logic itself. Your intuition is always speaking to you, but you need to learn its language. Hello beautiful souls, welcome back to my channel, or welcome to my channel if you are new here. My name is Abby and I'm getting over a little bit of a sickness I had over the last 3 days, so I'm losing my voice a little bit. If you hear it or it goes, I'm so sorry, I'm doing my best. But I wanted to make a video about intuition because I think it's really important for us as feminines to lean into this power that we have. So first thing I want to get out into the open is intuition is your birthright. You, as a beautiful divine feminine in training, your intuition is deeply ingrained within you. As women, we are so connected to this intuition, and it's such a gift. But society has programmed into us that intuition is like fluffy woo-woo, something that you cannot trust or lean into because you can't see it. And if you can't see it, it can't be real. So, I'm spicy. We want to get rid of that programming. The logical mind is a beautiful thing to have. Having proof, having statistics, having scientific evidence, all of that stuff is great. But your intuition is something that is a part of you, and when you lean into that, it leads to such a magical life. So the way I look at it is the logical mind is your ego. It's your human self knowing things from your human brain and your human understanding. The intuition is from your soul. It's a deep inner knowing that can't be explained. It's trusting in something that you cannot see, and it's feeling more than it is thinking. So now we're going to get into the different types of intuition that we have. So number one is the internal intuition, and number two is the external intuition. So first of all, internal intuition. What is it? It's that gut feeling. So inside of your body, you're going to have a feeling. It's like when you're around somebody who gives off bad vibes, who, you internally know that that person is not going to be in your friend group, that person is not going to be your person to date, that person makes you uncomfortable and you want to stay away from them. You don't have any proof as to why that is, but you know in your gut, I gotta stay away from them. It's because you're feeling something inside of your body. Your body will always give you clues, and this internal knowing could come in the form of many different things. So you need to tune into your body. Your body's cues are so important to learn. If you're around somebody all the time and they make you exhausted every time you're around them, you need to pay attention to that. If you're around somebody and you've got a stomach ache every time they enter the room, your body is speaking. So tuning into this intuitive inner knowing is going to help you understand. And it goes obviously beyond people. If you are about to go and move to a different state and you feel like heavy and sick in your stomach, that's your intuition saying, you know what, maybe this is a no. And for me, one of the best examples I can give is when I was about to get breast implants, and I don't even remember how many months I had in between booking the surgery and having the surgery, but it wasn't very many. I'm gonna say about 4. And a month prior, when I was really starting to get the ball rolling with all my payments and everything, I did not sleep. I could not sleep. I had a upset stomach. I would wake up in the morning, my stomach would be like in knots, tight, constricting, not feeling good. I would feel nauseous, and I was not in tune with my body. I was not in tune with my intuition. Honestly, I didn't even know what that was at that point. And I attributed those feelings to, oh, I'm excited for getting my breast implants, but it was my body's way of telling me, girl, this is a bad decision. So learning how to understand your body and being really honest with yourself when you're getting those feelings. So your internal intuition is a feeling. Your external intuition is so beautiful because it's where your guidance team, where God, where your higher self is giving you clues in your external reality. So this is going to look like things of signs, synchronicities, angel numbers, and they each have different meanings, and they are going to be specific for you and where you are. So signs are one of my favorite things to receive. This could be a picture, this could be an animal, this could be a line in a song that you overheard, this could be a conversation that you overheard, this could be a random Instagram reel that you saw. The spirit world is going to communicate with you in many different ways, and it's going to do it in unique ways for you. Pay attention to when these signs are repeating, because when they repeat, it's really trying to get your attention. So as for everything, oh, and it can come in the form of dreams too. And as for everything, write it down. You may not understand when you're seeing a blue bird 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, but over time it's going to make sense. And if you write it down, okay, on March 8th I saw a little blue bird when I was crying to God, asking him to help me. Write that down. Then the next time you saw a little blue bird, you were yada yada yada. And each time they're going to stack on top of each other, and it's going to start to form a picture. Writing them down is really important because you might have forgotten about that time on March 8th and what was going on at that time. So when you can look back and you can see, it's going to again form that picture. The next is synchronicities. So these are moments that happen that are like so weird and coincidental that they cannot be an accident. It's like you quit your job and you are feeling lost, you feel like you have no direction, you don't know what to do, you're really concerned about money, and God's telling you just like pump the brakes and relax. So you go downstairs, you need to buy a coffee because the warm caffeinated beverage makes you feel comfortable. And you go down to the normal cafe that you go to, but it's randomly closed. So that seemed weird to you. You get back in your car and something in your brain tells you to go 3 blocks down to this cafe that you've never even heard of. You walk in the cafe, you order your coffee, you sit down, and the man next to you is on the phone and he's having a conversation about how he needs to hire somebody today that is in the exact same position, career, skill that you have, and he's really hoping that he finds somebody. So he gets off the phone and you interact with him, you have a conversation. He ends up hiring you for a lot more money than what you were making at your previous job. That's a synchronicity. It's like serendipitous moments. And for me, this was when I went to holistic nutrition school. I was on the way to work, hated my job, crying to God, what can I do? I don't know what I even like. And I heard the words in my head, holistic nutrition. I had never heard those words before together in my entire life. Didn't even know what it was. 3 days later, I was sitting in my first class, and that was synchronicity. Make sure you're always writing things down, the weird little things that happen to you, because along with the signs, your synchronicities, they might mesh together and create a picture. It might not be separate. Everything in our lives are so intertwined. Pardon me. And the next is angel numbers. So these ones are a little bit tricky for me, and I think because there's so many interpretations of them, it can get a little bit confusing. So my best advice is find the meaning for you. I have 2 different angel numbers that pop up the most frequent for me and that have very deep, significant meanings for me. And that's 818 and 232. They do not mean what I've read in a book. They do not mean what I've Google searched. They mean something for me. And sometimes, yes, 555 generally means change. 888 is abundance. Those kinds of things. 111, new beginning. They can mean that, of course. But when you're seeing them, write them down. Remember what you were thinking about in that moment. Sometimes it could be something really specific to you. Sometimes it's a general meaning. Sometimes it is just your angels wanting to say, hey, You are loved. We are here. You are not alone. And that is beautiful too. Not everything needs to have like a deep and significant meaning to it. Sometimes when we're wanting that guidance on the path, the guidance is those angel numbers saying that we're still getting guidance. Sometimes when you are on this beautiful, spiritual, healing, wonderful, glorious path, you will not receive signs. And that's when you can get extremely frustrated. You're feeling lost in life, you don't have any direction, you're asking for a sign and it's crickets. There's nothing happening. You don't know if you're supposed to go left, if you're supposed to go right, if you're supposed to blow up your life or keep it the same. You have no idea what to do, and it's radio silence. You're not getting angel numbers, you're not getting any synchronicities, and you're not getting any signs. So what's the deal? This happens sometimes when you need to make a decision. Maybe you were getting very clear guidance that you did not act upon. So now your guides are in limbo, waiting for you to make a move. These signs and synchronicities and angel numbers all depend on you to make action. When you make that action, they start telling you about that action that you took. They start confirming that you are on the right path. They start directing you to a new path. But if you have not made a choice, how are they to do that? So you have to make a choice. And I know that can be really uncomfortable because as humans, we fear, like, what if I make that wrong choice? What if I make that choice and all of a sudden my life is in shambles? I don't want to do that. So I'm going to stay frozen in fear, in that freeze mode, exactly where I am, taking in all this information around me and not moving at all because I am very afraid. No, not anymore. We don't do that. We make a decision and we trust. We trust that we will know if it's the wrong one, and that we will get redirected to the right one. It's like Finding Nemo. All drains lead to the ocean. You cannot make a wrong decision and sabotage your right one. Everything always circles back around and in divine timing, and you have to trust and lean into that. So don't let the fear of choosing keep you from choosing, because that is also a choice. You're choosing to do nothing, and that keeps you stuck. That's going to keep you in that limbo. That's going to keep you in the void all by yourself, not where you want to be, getting zero guidance, feeling alone. So we want to be able to make choices with confidence. And if you're not sure on what that good choice is for you, go back to your journal that I told you to be writing in and look at all of the signs that you were given previously that you did not take action on, and start taking action. That's going to lead you to where you need to be. Even if it's the wrong turn, you made a left, maybe you can make a U-turn. Maybe it's a detour. Maybe it's the scenic route, but you're going to end up where you need to be. So how do we strengthen our intuition? Because I know that that programming that we have is to only trust the logic, to trust the facts, to trust the data, data, whatever you want to say. And that is all fine and dandy, but that intuition, like I said, is going to lead you to that magical life, to that soul-led life. Your soul has such a higher perspective on you and your life than your ego has from that logical mind. That logical mind can't understand the bigger picture because it's down here seeing things like with tunnel vision. Your higher self has that bird's eye view that's going to help see the entire picture and know exactly how to guide you. Strengthening that intuition is key. What you're going to want to start doing is quieting your mind. We have so much noise inside our brains, and if you cannot quiet that, you will not hear your intuition, because it's not yelling, it's whispering. And that whisper of your soul is so important for you to be able to just shh. So things you can do to quiet your mind is limit your time on social media, meditate or pray, spend time out in nature, schedule time or make time to be alone. It is really hard for you to tap into your internal guidance if you're constantly around people who are giving you their opinions, around Instagram reels that are telling you you gotta wake up and do this routine and all kinds of different things. The noise is so loud. So give yourself space to be alone. That's going to help you know yourself better when you tune everything else out and just tune back in. The next thing that you're going to want to start doing to strengthen your intuition is trusting your first feeling. So the first thought, first feeling. When someone says something to you like, hey, do you want to go out for dinner? Immediately it's a no. But you're like, oh, I don't know, I kind of have a stomach ache, I don't know what I want to eat, but it's a no inside of you. Trust that no. When that doubt comes in, that's when the logical mind is taking over and it's trying to make sense of a situation and it's trying to think its way out. Your first initial gut reaction is the truest form. So start listening to that first feeling and that first thought before that mind takes over and takes you on a wild goose chase. The next thing you want to do is be very in tune with your body, like we were talking about. Get to know your body. How does it feel? Why does it feel this way? Ask it. I've had a really sore throat, a really inflamed chest with my lungs burning like crazy, and fever, all this stuff. So I'm tuning into my body. What is going on? How can I support you? What do you need? And when you can quiet yourself enough to hear the answer, it's going to make your life a whole lot easier. So when you're tuning into the body, yeses feel expansive and they feel light. No's are going to feel contractive, tight, squishy, and heavy. So I really want to make clear that sometimes fear is going to come in and it might make your yeses feel like a no. So that is when you need to tune into your body again, get really comfortable and close with yourself, your inner world, and ask yourself, is this something that I really want to do because it's going to expand me, it's going to make me grow, it's going to help me evolve, and I'm letting fear cloud my judgment on it, or is it actually a no? And tune into that. How does it feel for you? Like the breast implants, I was feeling sick. I couldn't sleep. My body was stressed. Was it fear? Or was it my body's way of telling me this is wrong? So you gotta find out your rhythm. You have to find out the way that your body speaks to you. And again, with the journaling, write everything down. The more you track, the more clarity that you're going to have. The divine feminine feels before she knows. And when you trust your intuition, you start to embody your divine feminine essence. The more you lean into your intuition, the louder it's going to become. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I'm here to remind you that you are the daughter of a king, which makes you royalty. Tap into your divinity. Remember that you have beautiful gifts inside of you. Don't let your programming, don't let society, don't let other people tell you that what your intuition says is wrong. Only you know. So tap in, tune in, and let your world unfold.